Guys, welcome back to another video. So in this one we've got the OH32X02, which was the old trophy truck, and we're going to be doing a few little mods to this. So one of the things that we've obviously had many issues with is this 2.2 gram servo. So this one here is actually, it's not the first one that's been in this car. It's it's also not the second one that's been in this car. This is the third servo that we've gone through in this one particular car. It might even be more than that. But now Land Hunter have released the servo saver. So at some stage this week, hopefully I'm going to go up to Jem from Drone Junkie, and fingers crossed he's got them in stock, and we will change that over. But for now, what I do want to be doing is, number one, I don't know if you remember when I built this one, I built this with the N20 motor in it. And I've got hold of an N30 motor, so we're going to be changing the motor out to an N30 motor, the battery as well. The one that I had in it, where has it gone, was this teeny tiny little thing, because that's all I had at the time, this 120 milliamp one. But I'm going to be changing that at some stage to this one. There it is, there it is. Look, we've got hold of one of these. Which is a 260 milliamp hour LiPo, so hopefully that will fit better than that one does. So that's one upgrade that we're going to be doing. Another upgrade that we're going to be doing, guys, and this is something so far that I've not seen anyone do with one of these trophy trucks. That's right, we're going to be putting some FPV in this bad boy. So this camera here, it's actually from all the way from America, believe it or not, and it was dropped off by hand by Jesse Perkins. So yes, Jesse P came all the way from America, and I met him. He is, if you don't know who Jesse P is, he's basically one of the fundamental fathers of tinywhoop, so the old tiny little flying drones, and he's done a hell of a lot for the community for the tinywhoops. He's like our American Jem, I suppose. But yes, this little thing here is the tinywhoop pinch camera. So it's quite hard to get hold of these at the moment, but there are some in stock, I believe, at dronejunkie.co.uk, and it's a tiny little camera, and hopefully that thing will work very well in here. I've got to work out some way to, number one, power it, and another way to mount it in there, because there's really not a lot of room. I mean, that's going to be our field of view, is going to be from inside of this tiny little area here. So yes, we've got a hell of a lot of work to be doing on these things, but by God, when they are working, they are amazing little trucks. But getting them to continually work, that's a different problem altogether, isn't it? So yeah, we're gonna strip this bad boy down, change this motor out, do a couple of other bits and bobs, and see if we can mount this in there. And then some point next week, perhaps I'll release a video on the servo saver when I get hold of one of them. How about that? Deal. Right, let's do some time lapse. Right, okay, so we've got the motor plate off of the base plate, and this is the motor that came out of it. So this was an old N20 3000 RPM motor, and we're going to be changing it out for this one here, which is an N30 motor. Let's get this open. So the difference between the two, if you look there, look how much longer it is. Look at that. Whew. So it's got a hell of a lot more power, which will help with the torque. So these ones really don't have much torque at all, whereas this one, hopefully it will. So the first step that I've got to do really is take off these cables and replace them with this one, because this one, as you can see, has got the PH 2.0 connector, whereas this one's got a JST, and I don't want the JST. I mean, I could make a cable that goes from JST to this one, so it will go into the ESC, but I don't want to. So yeah, smallest amount of cable possible. I'm going to take this off and replace it with that one. So that's the first step in this rebuild situation. So I'm going to need to get the soldering iron out for this bad boy. Let's do it. Right guys, so we are back. What I've done, I've soldered up this battery to the PH 2.0, soldered the motor to the PH 2.0, and I've gone ahead and soldered the VTX as well, so that has the opposite end on it. So yes, I've done all that stuff. So now it's time to fit this motor back onto this plate, and I don't know really, see if this works. Let's do some tests on that as well. Right, okay, so it's time to get testing this. So I've got a big old battery there. I don't need this big. We can use any tiny 1S battery for this, hopefully. What I've got here is my eSheen Watch FPV viewer. That has got an SD card as well, wicked little thing that is. You can get them off Banggood. So let's put that there, I suppose. We'll put that there. And I don't know, I'm going to do this with one hand. Come on, the powers that be. Boom. Right, okay, so we have connected that cable, and look at that. Instantly, we have got an image come through, be it on its side. So now is a good time to work out the orientation. So the cables for this camera, they're going to be coming off the top. You've got to remember that. And that is our view. So how cool is that? So we will be getting this, hopefully, wanged in this car somehow. Right, so by holding it there, I think that that's going to be our placement, guys, because if I can get it there, that will be our view. Look at that for a cool view. So we've got a bit of the steering wheel going on there, a bit of the bumper. Obviously with this car as well, it does have a shell that goes over the top, so I don't know if that's going to impede the view or not. But for now, I mean, how cool that dash is in there. That's wicked, isn't it? So yeah, let me see if I can get that somehow mounted there-ish, I reckon. So I'm going to crack on doing some of that. Right, so the camera is mounted in there. I've used some plastic card and cut some of that up. I made a little frame for the camera that holds the camera, and then I made these two bits here, and the other side obviously is identical as well. There goes another bit there. And glued the camera in position, and it has got the same view that we saw last time. So that's that done anyway. I've crudely got the cable running out the back for now, because I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put the battery. There is enough room, look at that, there's enough room down there, I reckon, to slide a little 1S battery in, or just whack it on the back here. So that's our options for the FPV. So now that's in anyway. Next step that I've got to do to get this fixed is the old drive shaft. We had the plastic drive shaft that comes with this kit. It's rubbish. I don't know why they continually keep using these plastic things just for the sake of a fiver. Get yourself one of them. Hopefully this one will fit. I'm not 100% sure if it will fit or not. It should fit. And this is the MD5350. So yes, this is 35mm long apparently, but obviously it can extend, and that's as small as it gets, but yeah, it can extend. So yeah, I'm gonna quickly rip this open and get this fitted on there, and then hopefully the only other job that we've got to do really is going to be the servo saver, which I haven't got yet. So yes, let's mount this, and then I'll show you the FPV. There you go, guys. So we have fitted that, so it does fit. It fits perfectly. So yeah, if you want to upgrade your drive shaft, use the MD5350. That's the one, MD5350. So now that's done anyway. Camera's in, camera's mounted. I'm gonna, as you can see, I've plugged a battery in there. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. Check this out, guys. So this is the view that we have. It's quite hard to show you on this silly camera, but yes, there's certainly enough imagery there to see where you're going, I must say. Obviously when we put the top on as well, the top for these is one of these bad boys. Now that's on, there you go, you can see what I mean. Ugh, so hard to show you this. So you can see all around, yeah, doesn't really help you. But yes, it is finished. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to stop waffling, and we're going to take this out now. I'm going to leave the top off of it, and yeah, let's whack some goggles on and go for a quick rip. Let's see what this thing's like. Right, guys, we are at test location, so we've got a bit of a gravelly path there. It goes all the way around there. It's a road really, and we're going to test this bad boy out. see if this camera works, see if we can see everything, and see if it's doable. Let's see what happens. There's lots of C's. All right, I'm going to start with the top off, just so it's a bit better view, but let's do this. Guys, we've got the top on now, so the view from the FPV camera isn't actually as bad as I thought it would be. So I'm going to take a quick little drive with this and see how it do. Orlando, I guess. Hey. Whoa, did a 360. I rolled it. Once again, it was going all well, and then yeah, that happened. This bit keeps on breaking. I've put so many different types of glue, trying everything. Yeah, that bit there keeps breaking. You can see I've put glue on it before, and the glue's failed again. So yeah, I really want an upgraded knuckle, Orlando. We want an upgraded blooming hub, whatever you want to call it. The steering jobber. Oh, come on, release one, hurry up. We're kind of bored of waiting for it now. Every time I get this thing out, something breaks on it. But when they're going, they are awfully fun, awfully fun. Anyway, guys, do you know something? I'm either going to have to make one, or we'll see what Orlando's got in the pipeline. But until then, let's put it back on the shelf, eh? Oh, we'll work on something else. All right, take care, guys. I'll see you on the next one.